So yes, thank you very much, Rasmus, for this fantastic presentation. It was really fascinating. You gave us food for thought, I would say. So that's the name of one of your signature dishes. As far as I remember it, at your restaurant, it was sort of human brain filled with a foie gras thing. Could you explain your message behind this signature dish? I think it's a signature dish of yours.
Yeah, food for thought is this about like the idea right now, and the concept of that dish is to speak about animal welfare and how we treat our animals. And this foie gras debate is always something that is very black and white as well. So we want to get the proportion right. There is foie gras out there which have suppliers that actually do a good job, and there is of course the downside on it. So for us it was to choose a supplier that is a good one, don't force fit. Take 1 year to produce, a little bit smaller liver but still very rich in it, and then we serve it as a foie gras in different textures with caramelized onions and Madeira. So the guest is presented with this human skull, and we open it up and literally say this is eating a mind.
Okay. Serving bugs, brain, heart, cow udder. You're not really frightened about anything. So your cuisine moves. It irritates sometimes. This is, I suppose, what you want, or also. We think such a cuisine requires perfection above all, because what do you think is the basic requirement for a cook, for a chef, to really be able to express himself in such an excessive form?
Yeah, I think as a chef, like also if you need to train as a chef, it's important to get the basics. Like the basics is the fundament of the future as well. Like that's just like all of the things we do at Alchemist. If the pan fried foie gras or the fish or whatever is overcooked and it's not nice, or the taste is completely odd, or away from what is actually facts on deliciousness and like the preparation skills is good, then you are too long away from the face it what is important. So the importance is really that the basics is there. So like you need to be common sense that the things taste good. It's the best ingredients you're working with, and you have a fundamental like classic cuisine in your back head, and that you can use for changing gastronomy or like making new innovative dishes and so on. So but I think it's quite important, and I think when you look at like from the outside at Alchemist, you can sometimes maybe get the thoughts it's just a show, or is it a circus, or, and I'm very classic trained as a chef, so many of the things that we do is like a classic taste, or like a classic way to prepare things, but then there's elements of it or storytelling that is maybe changing the dish in another direction.
Yeah. How did you experience the lockdown period? What were your learnings during the crisis? I read that you did a lot of social work during that time, right?
Yeah, the lockdown for me was quite, as I said in presentation, it was a quite eye-opener and a challenge for me as well. It was for the first time since I was 15, I had weekends off, weekend after weekend. It was quite crazy. So I also stopped up and looked into myself, and I'm not finished with that changing inside, but I'm a part of this big hamster wheel. Like just traveling today for an event like this, and going to in a couple of hours to something else, and then the week is done, and Sunday I have some other things, and you just easily become a part of this. This way and so system, and maybe forget a little bit yourself along the way, and that was quite for me a huge eye opener, and a thing that I wanted to see if we could give the guest this kind of reflection time. So and that's why we created Lulu with this violinist playing in a completely dark room, so you have like 3 minutes, and it's so rare, like 3 minutes just to stand there and listen to a song, and that's so for me it's definitely been something that changed my mindset. I really want to, or at least I'm conscious about that. I need to change my way and my structure of life, to find out what the importance of things, and I have an agenda and a vision that is more than just achievements of prizes and lists and stars, but but in that way, if I want to achieve with that vision and ambition, I need to be 100% in myself, also ready to that task. So it's been a learning process. But we did also. So after 2 days of closing, we need to use this to something, and we made this. Organization called Junk Food, where we serve food for the homeless in Copenhagen, and of course then I was working again, but it was more relaxed. There was not we did for 500, 600 homeless every day. There was not any allergies. There was not any cancellations. There was not any that came late to the restaurant. There was no it was just enjoying ourselves and like kind of meditation to cook without thinking too much about everything, and that was enjoyment, and also amazing to give something back to the society, because it was they were quite harmed, hurt in that period, because everything was closed down, the shelters, the food, the volunteers was not there, so they needed a lot.
Great. And last question, honestly spoken, what do awards like Chef of the Year, 50 Best Chefs mean to you? Is this important?
Yeah, I will lie if I say it's not important, or I don't know if it's important, but at least it's something that means something, and I think it is important in that way that it's helping me to come out with a message. So when I'm that privileged to get 2 Michelin stars to start with, and getting now we've been on the 50 Best 100 list for the first year we were opened, and like all of these things, of course, does that I am privileged to be here today and talking about holistic cuisine, and also maybe inspire some younger generations of chefs out there that maybe want to do a little impact themselves on society. So in that way, I think it's important. If it's something that I'm like is my overall mission to get 3 stars or be number 1 in the world or whatever. Not like is I hope it will come. That's the honest answer. I hope it will come along the way, and it's something that I like aiming for. But I'm not gonna change my restaurant to achieve it, or I'm not gonna do special things to make it happen. For me, it's about this cuisine to try to take our bigger vision, which is to see if we can get gastronomy to become art, and get it acknowledged at that, because I think it is, and then hopefully make a new language in the gastronomy world, and see what's happening when you creating this immersive experience with so many different art elements into it, and different skill sets. That I think is just scratching the surface right now for our journey and experience, and I welcome it with open arms, all of the positive things that can happen regarding stars, list, awards, all of these things. Of course we do, and it's a huge applause to the team as well. And the team is sometimes there on a part of the journey, and not having this overall ambition that I wish and I see in 20 years that I want to have achieved with the cuisine and alchemist. So for me, is as much as it's for me, it's also really something I really would like to give to the team in that way, that could we do it here. And then I'm a guy that would like to compete as well, and when there is a list about the best restaurant in Denmark, you want to be on the top of that. But again, then ranking restaurants, Noma, us, Geranium in Denmark, example, we've been number 1 last year in this white guide. It was a national list, and are we the best restaurant in Denmark? No, you can't rank it in that way, and it's 3 completely different experience. And I just think it's amazing that Copenhagen have so much diversity regarding restaurants to offer diners. So when you go to Geranium, it's something classic, 3 stars, very precise cooking. Go to Noma, is a little bit more the Nordic cuisine, and then you go to us, which is a more probably immersive experience, and with other elements. And that's, I think it's amazing that we can support that. But we are ambitious on our way, for sure.
We wish you a lot of success. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.